Hello and welcome to the Art of Selling Online Courses. We're here to share winning strategies and secret hacks from top performers in the online course industry. My name is John Ainsworth and my guest today is Josip Belina. Now, Josip is our head of funnel strategy and he's worked with me for 5 years. He is the guy who has made a lot of the systems that we use at Data-Driven Marketing for all of our clients, all the way from people getting started up to our multi-million-dollar clients. His background was he trained as a biomedical scientist, and I tempted him away into the world of funnels, and where he kind of uses this as his laboratory and making all kinds of fabulous inventions. In the last 5 years, he's helped more than 100 people to scale their online course businesses. He's got areas of expertise around data analysis and funnel strategy, email marketing strategy, and automation. But today, we're going to particularly be talking about upsells and order bumps and how they can make you more money. They are one of the best things for getting a quick return. They're fabulous. If you don't have them, you totally should. You're going to learn today why that is. We've had people make money back, like make 40% more revenue in like 3 or 4 days with this. They are just outstanding. So if you haven't got them, you should really listen to this episode. Now, before we get started talking with Josip, I'm going to mention our sponsor, which is my company, Data-Driven Marketing. And what we do is we help online course creators just like you to increase your revenue 20 to 100% in 8 weeks using our instant course sales program. And we help you convert more visitors to leads, leads into sales, sales into higher revenue sales through order bumps, upsells, email marketing, all kinds of clever tactics. So if you want to learn how much more you could be making, go to datadrivenmarketing.co/calculator, fill in your numbers, and we're going to figure out for you how much more you could be making and drop you an email about it. So, Josip, welcome to the show.
Hello, second time being here.
Yeah, nice. So, talk to me, what are upsells and order bumps? Let's start there.
Yeah, so upsells and order bumps are the thing to have in your online course funnel. Basically, a low value offer or an additional value offer that someone can buy after they buy your front end product. So basically, to explain it, if you were to go to McDonald's and you bought a burger, people would ask you, do you want fries with that? Well, that's an order bump / an upsell. Or if they ask you, do you want a combo meal? That's then upselling. Basically, a way to get more revenue from one person inside your funnel, basically more revenue per sale.
Nice. And how does it look if people see this if someone's gone through an online course checkout and they bought something themselves, or they've looked around in Teachable or Kajabi or whatever, what does each of them look like? What's an order bump and what's an upsell technically?
Yeah, the biggest difference is that the order bump is going to be positioned and placed on the actual checkout page. Now, when you are on a sales page, you're reading something, about a course that you're interested in, you decide to buy, you will click on the call to action button. That call to action button is going to lead you to the checkout page. Now, on that checkout page, the flashy arrowy thing that you can just tick with a tick box, that's an order bump. So basically, if you click that, it's going to add an additional sum of money, let's say $17, $27, $37 to your order value. So that's an order bump, bumping the $30 course to now be $30 plus $17 for that additional product. So that's an order bump. The upsell happens after you've done that purchase. So once you've completed the checkout, the next page serves as a thank you page for buying the initial course, but also allows you to upgrade that purchase, buy something else, an additional purchase that will increase the value of the course. So it can be another course, it can be something else, it can be membership to a website, basically anything that makes sense in that part of the funnel. So order bumps on the checkout, a tick box, upsell, another separate page that you can just click on. You have a button. You click on that button, your card gets charged, and you've bought now an additional product.
Nice. And so you mentioned a couple of things there about like what kind of stuff makes sense as an upsell. What kind of things? Let's dig into that a little bit more. So if somebody was selling a monthly membership, what might make sense as the next step as an upsell?
A standard thing for a funnel like that would be an annual membership. So you want to increase your average order value and your customer lifetime value. So also you could do a quarterly membership if it makes sense for your audience, but basically upgrading what they just bought to something better. So monthly to annual is a standard thing. The most important thing when creating that upsell offer and when thinking about positioning is, does it make sense? I know Monica likes to tell that in our course, but don't do weird stuff, really.
No, said that. That's great. I love
that's
that.
the most important thing in a funnel. Do not do weird stuff. So if you are selling a course that solves a problem, the upsell to that should be related. If you are selling a course about dog training, don't want to include a PDF about cats. So just make sure it makes sense.
Yeah. Like if someone's selling a course, a beginner level course about learning English, maybe the upsell is the advanced and the intermediate one. Or if they're selling a challenge, like every month we're going to do a challenge, well, you're buying one, maybe you want to buy a year's worth of them or the next 3 months or something like that. Or it could be the next problem that's going to come up. So if you're selling a course about funnels, well, then the person might, after they've built the funnel, might want to then run Facebook ads. So the next course could be the Facebook ads one, because that's the problem. You're going to need to drive more traffic in. So it's just what's the next step, or ideally buying more of what they've already bought. There's this thing in the e-commerce space when people are selling supplements, where they sell one bottle of the supplement, and then the upsell is 3 bottles of it. And it kind of feels weird because it's like, well, they could have bought 3 bottles on the previous page, but now you offer them a good deal if they buy 3. If they buy 3, the next thing you do is you offer them 7. I don't know why it's 1, 3, and 7, but it is. People have tested 2, 4, 5, 6, and 8. They don't work as well. It's 1, 3, and 7. But the crucial thing is that it's more of what they just got. They've proven they're interested in that. We'll let them get some more of it. So what you mentioned with the membership, like if they bought a month's worth of membership, well, you know they like membership. So then why not offer them a year's worth of it? It's like, it makes total sense. I watched Perry Belcher give a talk once about, from Digital Marketer. He gave a talk about, they were selling t-shirts on one of their businesses. And as their upsell, they would sell more t-shirts. And they tried one time selling hoodies. And he's like, wasn't as good. You kind of think it's kind of similar to t-shirts. Yeah, but it's not as much like t-shirts as more t-shirts. So it's like, that's the thing. It's like, what fits? What is the next obvious logical step that somebody could get? All right, cool. So we've talked about upsells and order bumps and like what kind of, what is, from the point of view of the person who is the course creator, is there anything that you hear people talking about that is an objection, a thing that stops them from doing this?
Definitely annoying people.
Right.
Everyone talks about that. I don't want to annoy my audience. Well, you are not. If you are adding upsells and order bumps, basically if you're selling your stuff, it's not because I want to take your money and that's it, it's because you're solving someone's problem. And if you are solving someone's problem and if someone is paying for your product, well, it probably means you're good at what you're doing. We are generally experts in the fields of the fields where we do courses on. You're not going to do a course on digital marketing if you are good at spelling. So, I mean, if you are good at what you do and if you can help people, put it in front of them because it helps them. So having upsells and order bumps actually helps them and it benefits you because your revenue is going to go up. But the thing is with your courses, basically every course will solve a problem, but will create another one. So if you can help them solve that other problem, they're going to be grateful. They're going to be willing to pay money for that. So having upsells and order bumps is helping you help the client. And if you can get more sales, you can help more people. So basically, it makes sense. It's not annoying. It's helpful.
Yeah. And I think one of the other crucial things is with the copy that you've got on those pages, again, like Monica was saying, don't be weird, don't do weird stuff, right? You don't have to do this strange psychological pressure. If you don't get this, you're going to be a failure in life and it's going to be disastrous. Like, don't do that.
Yeah, we don't have to be Russell Brunson. I mean, not all of us have to be Russell Brunson all the time, So you can be helpful and salesy and not that salesy at the same time. So just make sure that it's visible through the copies, through the funnel, that what you are doing can bring people results. People are not buying your product because they like how it looks. They are buying the product because of what it can help them with. So just focus on that.
Yeah, I think because so many of our clients, so many course creators as a whole are really good people who are an expert in something. They want to help people. And so they're really nervous about being annoying and irritating or what have you. And then they miss out on helping tons and tons of people because of it. You don't hear from the people that you're not helping. You only hear if somebody thinks that something's annoying. So it gets outweighed. And plus the human mind is like every good negative bit is equivalent to 3 good bits. So your brain always counteracts that way. But just overall, you don't have to be annoying. You don't have to be irritating. You don't have to put pressure on. You have to but you do have a responsibility to your audience to let them know that you can help them and you have something that's going to help solve their problem. Like that.
There is going to be people who don't know about your courses and who don't know about everything that you can help them with. So just put it in front of more people.
Yeah.
And having upsells and order bumps is easy.
Yeah, so easy. And oh my goodness, the results it brings in. They're just phenomenal, aren't they? Talk us through, like, what's some examples of kind of results people have got with this?
I'll just go through a few recent ones. So one person who started our program, 3 weeks ago or something like that, 3 or 4 weeks ago. So she implemented upsells and order bumps in like a week. In that week, she made $1,500 more than without it. So basically, she sold $1,500 worth of product that she wasn't selling before that time. So it sounds like $1,500 on a whole. It's not that a lot. Well, yes, it is. If she just doesn't do anything else for the entire year, she will have made $78,000 extra just from doing one thing that took her 8 hours, 2 hours to go through the course and everything, like 4 hours to implement, and then 2 hours to just review whether it all makes sense. It's amazing. The results are just insane. The same thing happened with another guy that we work with. It happened like 3 months ago. Just adding upsells and order bumps, boom, weekly $1,500 more. A bit more now, but basically that's $75,000, $80,000 that just waiting there for you to take them.
Yeah, it's phenomenal, isn't it? It's like, it's the thing I suggest everybody start with. It's like, do this first. Don't start with anything clever you heard about somewhere else until you've done this. I had somebody, I went on his podcast and he was interviewing me about it. And he asked me about this and I started telling it. I explained about order bumps and upsells. And then we talked about he's like, what's the advanced level stuff? What's all the clever things that you could do? And so I started talking him through advanced launch tactics. And I was like, but the crucial thing is do not do any of that stuff until you've got order bumps and upsells. And after we got off the podcast, he's like, I have to say, I haven't got any order bumps. And it's like 2 weeks, 3 weeks later, he messaged me and it's like, right, I've just set it up on Monday and it was now Wednesday or Thursday. It's like, I've had 3 sales of it so far and it's at $99. It's like, I think I might owe you a beer. It's like, what's that? $3,000 a month, $40,000 a year, something like that, at that rate, if it carries on at the same rate. It's like, it's so straightforward. It's so good. Okay, so if someone wants to set this up from a technical point of view, how could somebody go about doing it?
Depends on the software that you are using, but most funnel building softwares have those features already built in. So you go to your funnel software, figure out what the feature is, and tick the box or add it to your funnel. You need to connect it technically, so not to go into all of those details, but it's either there, or if you're using WordPress and stuff like that, you can use features like cart flows, which also allows you to just position the pages in a logical sequence so that when you click buy now, you set up the logic so that it takes you from one page to the next. And it's important that the upsell is not just the upsell, it's a one-click upsell. so that you do not have to go through the checkout experience once again. So that means that you've added your credit card details on the step 1 on the checkout step. But now you just click one button and that's it. Your card gets charged immediately, and it's a lot easier for your customer. That's the most important thing for the funnel. It needs to be easy.
Yeah, a lot of systems have got this now. So Thinkific's not good for this, but Kajabi's got it. Teachable added order bumps. They've got one-click upsells, had that for definitely more than a year. Actually quite a bit longer now. Order bumps, they've added maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago, something like that, which is fantastic. ClickFunnels, cart flows. There's loads of systems.
Kartra, lead pages.
Yeah, it's like it's far and wide. It's not generally technically the thing to the technical side of it isn't generally what's going to hold you back. You just have to look for it. What's some of the mistakes that people make with this? What's some of the things that people do wrong?
Trying to be perfect before having something in place. It's a lot better to have something than to have something done perfect from the get-go. So you'll optimize later, but your first thing that you need to do is just have them. If you don't have them, put them in place. Having them in place, it's fine. So we have benchmark data that for order bumps, it's like 20 to 60% higher end is possible. For upsells, it's 15 to 30%. But it's fine if yours are like 15% for order bumps and 5% for upsells, if you didn't have that in place initially. So optimize later. Don't try to do too much at once. And then the next big thing is having the wrong offer. It's important that the logic makes sense. So for the buyer's journey, it's important that you're buying things that are connected well to one another and that are not weird, as Monica would put it. So those are probably the 2 biggest mistakes. Not having them is obviously the biggest one. Yeah. And then if you have them, you don't have the right offers. So spend some time to think through whether it all lines up and whether it all makes sense.
Yeah, where I see people specifically go wrong with that is they think, I know what should be the perfect one, so I'm gonna now go and build that. And it's like, God bless you, online course creators. I know you love making more courses, but please let us help you to make more money, first of all. So it's like, go through all of the courses or all of the products or everything you've got and think, what is there that already exists that would make the most sense? Not what thing could you create? And have that thing that makes the most sense as the order bump, the one that makes the most sense as the upsell. Great. Now you've got something in place and it's way better and it's the best thing you could have for the moment. And then later go back and optimize. Everybody wants to optimize way too soon. It's one of the things we talk to our clients, everyone going through our program, about all the time, isn't it? It's like, no, it's not time to optimize yet. I'm sorry. Hold off, just follow the program. It's all good. All right, cool. What else? Is there anything else everyone should know about order bumps and upsells before we wrap up on this?
Have them. That's the most important thing.
So if you found this useful and you want more help with setting any of it up, you're like, okay, I get the idea, but I could really do with some help. Hit us up. We're here to help with this. We've got a program to help people just like you to get all of this in place. It's our instant course sales program. Just message me, john@datadrivenmarketing.co, and we can have a chat about it and see if it's a good fit for you. If you found the interview useful, then give us a review wherever you listened. Come join us in our Facebook group, the Advanced Course Creators Group, and you're going to have early access to all future interviews and you'll get support with growing your online course sales. Apart from that, thanks very much, and I'll see you next time. Thanks, Josip.
Thank you.